There we go. All right. Like always, let's go ahead and get our links out there. Let's post everything out. Let's post in Reddit. Then we'll post in LinkedIn. Let me pause my music because my music is already distracting me. Oh man, it did not grab. Let's post that. Let's get it to the Facebooks. Oh, look at that. Okay. That's a little different. Anyone on Facebook. Let's do that. Anyone on Facebook. How do I want to say it? Finishing up Berserk's Guts. I just say Berserk animation. Copy that. Share. Let's make sure Facebook is actually set correctly. It says it is, but I'm not getting that. Doesn't seem to be working. No, we don't want to do that. Come on. Man, it doesn't want to share to the... Let me see something. Let me turn this off and then I'll come back. All right, I'm back. That was weird. I don't know why the link was having such trouble sharing, but we finally got it shared out. Um, so we can go ahead and get started. Good morning, good evening, good whatever it is for you guys, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Today we're gonna go ahead and finish up the Berserk animation. We got a lot of the illustration and line work done last time. This time it's all about finishing up the color and any little tweaks or transitions or cleanup that we need to do. So let me turn my music back on. You can't hear it, but I can. And let's jump back into it. Ah, man, I messed up already. I did something. There we go. All right, so let's touch the animation. Let's just scroll through it real quick. Yeah, that's clean. That's real clean. A warm embrace. Listen to that Chris Brown, which I know about that. All right, so I think it looks good illustration wise. The only thing I might do, I might go back and put some more textured armor onto his design to make it a little bit more like the character. Because right now there's just so much, I feel like there's so much design missing that it could use. And another thing we got to do, we got to go back in and put the background in there too. I'll tell you what, the next step we're going to do though, I'm going to go ahead and redraw the title card. This right here. Wrap you in my warm embrace. So this right here. Wrap you in my warm embrace. Just like that. Like so. Like that. Like that. Just doing a design that's a little bit cleaner. Let's turn down some of these previous drawings. And we'll trace this for another frame effect. I'll do this right here. Like that, and then let's do one more. Like so. Very good. All right. Do just a little bit of cleanup here. I'm gonna I'm not sure I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna take this out and just do like a stay tuned instead. Let me get that. Let me actually do a freehand draw at this point. Stay tuned. Yep, like this. And then let's do the previous drawing. Awesome. Now let's take this one, put it right there. And then we'll repeat it all the way down. Then I'll actually erase 3 of them right there. And I'll open this up for 3 more frames right after. It looks good. We'll turn off the animatic layer and then let's take a look at what we got. That's clean. That's really clean, really good. I think I'm gonna put a little flair on this too. I'm gonna do something like these eyes here. Just kind of eyeballing this, not really making it any kind of extra or anything like that. Not extra clean or anything like that. So I'm going to do a design that's actually the shape of the wolf helmet. Sort of like that. The only problem with that is I'd rather it be like in the middle. So if I could remove all of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's try this again. Sort of like that. Let me move this up. Let's move this up. Let's do this again. Like that. Now let's put a little bit more character in that there. You know, it's something I remember from high school art class. I remember my my teacher, Mr. Riches. He taught me the lesson that the background is just as important as the foreground. It's very important to focus on not just the really cool design or the really cool character, but also the composition as a whole. So doing these little extra things like this is huge. It's huge for making it a complete project. It's important. Let me see if I can probably elongate this a little bit. Maybe like that. I don't want to make it too ugly. But I think it's going to be important for making this a complete design, complete composition, like I said. So let's do this right here. Let's turn that off. Now let's take a look at our design. Let's see what we got for our title card. I think that's neat. I think that's really neat. So what we can do when we color this, we'll make all this black, we'll make the words red, and we'll make the eyes red too. So it's really gonna look really sharp when we're done with it. I like that. I like that. So let's actually turn this down one. All right, now let's get into the actual thing, what we came here to do. Let's get the smooth pen. I think any changes I do at this point for the armor, I'm gonna try and keep it real smooth and very that's not working for me. Let's get the regular pen. I'm trying to make it so that it's not so crazy and we spend another 2-3 hours on this. Something like that, like that. Let's just copy these lines and put it on everything else. Like so. Something like that. Just kind of adding in some extra lines regardless. Yeah, that's looking good. I think I will put some lines in this middle part here too. I wasn't going to do that at first, but now I was like, I probably should. And just to be clear, it's not going to look exactly like our guy in the final run, but that's the beauty of being original, right? That looks good. I think that's good enough. Anything else? Oh, missed a few little things here. That needs to move. I think everything else is really formed up pretty well. Great, great, great. So now, before we start with the color, let's get a background in here and let's make this really stand out composition wise. Let's take our pen tool. Let's turn on what we already had. And let's just put something like that in there. Copy it and then just move it. So actually this one here, this is going to be the same all the way up until this point right there. And then it moves back. It'll move down just a little bit. As we get closer to the character, he's going to get bigger and the background is going to move down. That's kind of the perspective we're using to show motion a little bit. So now he's getting smaller, so he's going to go further back. The smaller he gets, the further back we're going to move the background. So it's actually going to stay the same until right there, right here. We're not worrying about all the stuff that's really going on with him right now. We're just worried about trying to focus on that line in the background. So he's getting smaller. We're going to move it just a little bit further back every time he gets smaller. Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Oh, too many times. Nope. So right here, we can actually copy this and keep it until right here. And we may have to change this up once we finish. We won't know until we actually get to it. So as he's a little bit closer here, we'll move this back down again. Just like that. All right, now let's take a look at it and see what we got. So that shouldn't move. It moved drastically. So that is right, but this one is not. I made a big jump from here that I was not trying to do. It mixed up a little bit. I'll tell you what, this is what we're going to do. We'll grab this line and place it again. Right here. Ah, there we go. All right, now let's look at it again. That's good. That's exactly what we want right there. All right, and for the background, let's just close it off. And then we'll do the same right here. Right there, right there. Let's make sure I didn't miss one here. Again, just focusing on the background, not focusing on what the character is doing. Perfect. All right. So now with that being said, I think we are ready to do some coloring. Let me get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let's duplicate all of our layers. Move them to the top. Rename this color. And I'm going to make this background color. Let's turn off our previous drawings, and then, like we've done so many times before, we're going to do select all drawings, save, get on the color layer for the main character. Actually, I'll just do select all, and then we'll hit 8. That's going to convert it. Let's see. Oh, Anderson Pack. Pack? Is it Pack or Pack? Anderson Pack side piece. That's not bad. While it's thinking about that, it's processing the drawings. It's gonna take a little bit. When we do the backgrounds, it's not gonna take as long. It won't have as much to actually process. And while we're doing that, while it's doing that, let's look at some the color palette for what we're going to be doing here. It's looking like it's going to be some grays and blues, maybe even like a little bit of red in there too. The eyes will be red, obviously. You know, it would be really cool if I could put some texture into it. But I'm not sure there is a texture that can go into a character like this. It's like a textile kind of texture, like a fabric or something, or rustic metal. There we go. All right, it's finished. So while we have it, let's go ahead and get the... Let's just go ahead and get a color. Let's make a color that is close to all the armor that we actually want to do. Close to the color of that. Let's do like this deep blue. Maybe something a little closer to red. Yeah, something like that. Like a purplish, a reddish purple. With a tinge of blue in there too. I want it maybe just a little bit closer to the blue. Closer to blue with a tinge. I tell you what, we'll put the red in there when we do the highlights and the shades and everything. For right now, let's just focus on this blue color here. Something like that. Alright, so next we're gonna hit our paint unpainted option, and then we're gonna grab everything on all the layers. It should color it. And then from this, we'll go back and change everything, like the skin tones and the hair and the eyes and stuff like that, to the colors it need to be. But doing it this way, we at least go ahead and color everything that needs to be like that dark blue or rustic, like rustic metal color. It'll make it a lot faster for us. And again, it's just processing right now. Just give it a moment. There we go. Okay, let's just skim through real quick and check and see what was colored and what was not. Let's zoom in. That's beautiful. That right there was not colored. Whoa, 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 okay. Oh man, remember to turn off your select all drawings. So you can select that. That's an easy fix right there. Let's see why this wasn't colored. Do that right there, and then color uncolored. Great, great. That's good. That's really good. We managed to get almost everything solidified, so we didn't close this up at the bottom here. That's on us. Why wasn't it up here? Let's see. Just a little bit of that right there. What is this song? Next we got Ayman Omari. This is a pretty good song. Move Too Fast. So the same thing we had with the hand over here. Let's fix that up. And I bet we didn't close the cape down here either. That makes sense. That looks good. That's really good. Oh, I didn't even close this up over here. Yeah, that's on me. So let's go ahead and do that. And while we're here, let's go ahead and color these eyes. I think that's an easy kill. Let's make this the same color as well. That's gonna make it pop. Let's color the middle black. Ah, that's not gonna work. Let's erase these insides. Let's change this to a white. We'll color the inside black. For some reason that did not. Oh, I was like, why didn't it color correctly? Like that. That's good. Look at that. That's good. That's really good. I like that. Like how that turned out. But let's erase the insides of these. Something's off. Trying to just hit the middle right here. Yeah, something's off here. Okay. What am I missing? I feel like I'm losing it. You know what? Oh, that's what it was. So I did erase it. I just couldn't see it because the background is gotcha. So all I got to do is just fill it in like so. Okay. I mean, I just could not figure it out. So basically the background is set to white automatically and these letters are white, but they weren't colored in. So obviously you would see it would look like the whole thing is colored in white, even though it actually wasn't. Doesn't matter. Regardless, we've got it all. The title card looks good. Title card looks good. So now let's go back to our character and let's fix up his color. Let's get his skin tone. He's Japanese, so we'll stay to the like a lighter peach kind of tone here. And let's just paint. So we can actually knock out the skin tone pretty quickly, because we already know it's not really gonna, he's not gonna be shown a lot. Let's protect our black color so that we can just go ahead and knock out most of this. Like so. Like so. Just getting it all in there. Alright, now he's starting to move on me a little bit. What song is this? This is pretty good too. Let's see, we got Tall Black Guy, The Motor Is Running. Alright, that's it for the facial, for the face. Now let's get his eyes. And let's get a tone for his hair. Oh man. Something probably closer to this with a tinge of red in it. And get the eyes. Let's go ahead and knock out these eyes real quick. Like so. Yep, just getting the teeth here. Like so. That looks good. That's good. So let's just get the rest of it. Something like that. I'm actually going to throw like a little action line in here too. Looks like we got it all. I'm actually gonna, I want the hair to be just a little bit sort of like that. It's a little bit darker. Yeah, something like that. And then getting to the armor, something a little bit more closer to maybe like, I'm not really satisfied with the that. So let's just keep it this for right now. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll come back and actually change the color as necessary. At least right now, this allows us to see what we need. Let's change this eye right here. That's what's going to make it pop out for us. And fill in between the mouth like that. Let me look at the cape as well. The cape looks like it's... Let's see, we'll make the cape a little bit more red. Closer to like this. So we get to this point and I'll actually change it to like that. I want it to be a separate color. And then again, we can always come back and fix the color as necessary as well. Something to remember is like nothing is set in stone. As we're doing this, we can make it what we want. No, that's not gonna work. Like that. And then for the sword, I'm thinking about making the blade handle a little bit different as well. Maybe something like this. Looks like it's bleeding into that for some reason. Like that. So you can see as we're going, we still have a lot to have to clean up. Ooh, I didn't erase that. Look at that. Like that, and then so this, oh, okay. Let's turn off our protection on the black. Then let's erase it right there. We'll have to erase this right here. But then we'll erase the sword where it's meeting up with it right here. Like that. Good, good. It can be a little confusing at first, but ooh. Let's protect our black again. And then let's color the blade. Let's unprotect the black again. I missed something. It's a tedious process. It's one of those things, it's like you gotta love doing it. Let's protect black again. protecting the colors is really good for giving you the freedom to do stuff without having to worry about messing up something else. As you can see, I'm kind of like back and forth, back and forth. I didn't put the cape in this one. You see that? Duran Bernard, Sam's Vibe. That's pretty good too. Try that out. Let's just put something real quick. Something like that. Perfect. Doesn't have to be anything really, you know, special. As long as it gets the point across. That looks good. Let's color the eyes. Let's color the inside of the mouth. And let's just, then you just keep going after that. Not every frame is going to be an issue where you have to fix. And luckily, that's the case because it'll make it a lot longer to do all this. That red right there, that makes it pop. Man, I really like this song. You know, I'm looking at this. This gray I have for this sword might actually be the better color versus this purple. We'll have to see. Oh, got the wrong thing. That red right there. And of course, the blacks all in between, like that. Same here. Nope, nope. Let's erase that right there. I don't think that was supposed to be... Oh. No? Why did I do that? I think this might be the cape still. Yeah, that's what that was. That was the cape. But that is meant to be the sword being swooshed up. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, these shapes are not making sense to me. Why? Let's get the red right in that eye right there. It's very important to get that red in there because that's what makes it really stand out, so we know what we're looking at. The finer details. All of that. should have made this where, I guess I really couldn't. Even though it's kind of the same drawing, there's enough differences in it where I had to make it its own drawing. Meaning that it has to be colored separately. Even though we're coloring the same things over and over. There we go. So there's a difference right there. All right. Like that. Very good, very good. Like that. So I'm looking right here. This is where the red comes in, and then right here is where the black is. It's a little hard to tell at first, but as you start looking at it more and more, it comes together. Yeah, actually. Like that. Erase all those in-betweens right there. And then, what's the next color? Let's put the red in there. Like so. Just gonna go ahead and color in all the sword. He's shrinking away from me. Like so. Make sure you're saving, constantly saving. Like that. Very good. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and knock out all the swords so we can be done with this gray. Oh, we got a little problem here. Right there. Oh, I guess I didn't fix it completely. Just like that. Very good. Ooh. Very good. Finishing up the sword here. That looks good. Alright, so now that we have the sword done, let's go back. Let's fix his hand right here. Let's do the cape now. I think that's the next big one to tackle. Let's erase that. Yeah, that's really coming together right there. Like that. So as this thing gets moving, a lot of the details really become blurred. That's why when we actually colored a lot of this stuff, when we drew a lot of this, we didn't get too bogged down to a lot of those details, because we knew, whoa, that it would be irrelevant. Why was that put there like that? Like that. Ah, look at that. There was an error right here. Gotta fill that in. Just moving quick with it now. Trying to get through all of the drawings. We know what we're doing at this point. It's just a matter of making sure it's nice and clean. Very good, very good. I want to get that one right there. Perfect. And as I'm doing this, I'm constantly saving. After every little change I do. Perfect. Looks like we've caught up to where we were before. So now let's go ahead and let's work on the eyes, the little details on the helmet. I'm switching back and forth from red and black. After everything I do, I'm hitting save, because it could crash on me at any moment. So when he holds it in this position right here, I'm just gonna get the eyes. You can't see anything right here. It's too small. I mean, there's no point in even trying to color that. Whoa, whoa. Even though that red looked really cool for the cape, that's not the character, unfortunately. But don't worry, we're still going to put our own little pizzazz on it. We're going to make it pop. All right, and let's get that. Very good. Very, very good. All right, now let's do a save, and let's do a quick skim through of the whole thing again. Let's take a look how it really comes out. See, we missed a neck right here. That's good. Little thing we gotta erase right here. Boom. And right there. Let's fix that color. Oh man, let's fix that color up like so. All right, so now at this point, this is where we can play with the colors a little bit more. This is where I'm going to, instead of doing purple, now we have everything colored in. We can actually see real time what it would look like if we try something else. So let's do that. Maybe we need to go something a little bit more greenish. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. But maybe a little bit lighter though. So tell you what we'll do, we'll save that color. And then let me see what will happen if I bump it up just a little bit more. It's a little bit lighter so you can see the black. It's clashing with the black just a little too much. Cool, cool. So I'm gonna save this gray. I'm gonna bump that up just a little bit more. Yeah, bump it up like that. Maybe bring it a little bit closer to the green. Maybe push it up a little bit towards that cyan a little bit. Just a little tinge of blue. That's good right there. So they're two separate colors, but they're still kind of in that same hue, that same family. So now the only other thing that's clashing is the cape. Right now it's a dark, like a bloody red or like a wine red. Let's get it a little bit closer to our family here. Something. It can't be too wildly different. Maybe let's bring it a little bit closer to black. Oh, man, I really like that red. The red really pops, doesn't it? But let's look at what the character actually has, right? Real time is red. I mean, is black. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's try maybe a little bit more yellow, or it's not going to reach yellow because you see where the color is right now. The only things we have are like blue, cyan, and green. So if we want more of that yellow, we have to go towards the green. I think bumping that to like that there, but bring it down. Let's put some more blue into it. Nah, let's keep it more red. This is a tough thing to do when it comes to like the color theory of it. Something like that. Maybe we need to do more of a pale color. Yeah. I think that works a little bit better. So, with that being said now, I think that was the cape, right? So let's color these things because I'm already losing track of which colors were which. This is the hair. And this was, what was that? Let's go back. Oh, that's the sword. So we can erase all these other colors, these extra ones that we saved. We won't need it. All right, now this is the other cool part. Let's make another layer. Let's call it dark. Let's bump the opacity down to about, I think last time we did this, 20 was the correct number we needed. We're going to start on this one because it already looks pretty good in and of itself. It's a nice posed figure that we can look at and be like, okay, that looks good, that sucks, or whatever. We're going to take our black. We'll make a copy of it because black is usually what we'll use to shade everything. But in this aspect, we're going to use black to start out with, and then we're going to change the color from black to that maybe like a dark red to give it that highlight of like menacing, something very threatening and dark. So let's get our brush tool. This is where it's going to go from a thin to thick with the pressure. Let's get in here real good and start shading. Right now I can't see it because it's already so dark. So I'm going to bump it up just a little bit to about 40. Something else I see I want to do around the neck right here. We're going to make it black. We're just going to fill it in. Just like that. That's good. I'm going to change this name to dark so we won't forget it. And just start shading. It's going to be kind of tough to see where exactly we should be shading. Because everything is already such a dark palette. But it's really going to come together once we finish, I promise. Have I ever let you down? Have I? Something like that. Like so. Everything under. A lot of these ridges are going to have it. Something like that. And then even on the blade too. Can I just say something real quick? Can we just appreciate for just a moment how awesome SWV was? I mean, every song they have is like a hit for me. SWV, man. Rain down. That rain. Man, this line right here is killing me. Just like that. Okay, and we're not going to worry about the cape because it's actually its own kind of. We're not going to worry about it. So for the darkness, now this is where we can actually take it and put a little bit of that red tinge to it, and then we can bump it down back to that 20. And we can actually start seeing if it's doing the things that we want it to. Yeah, it's not going to work for all the how dark it is. Putting a highlight into it, it looks off. Let's erase some of that. I think that looks good. So I'm thinking now for the background. So that's how it's going to look with the shading on it. Let me just try one more thing with the armor. I have a feeling like it can be a little bit better. Perhaps a dark blue. A little bit closer to that blue. I'm hoping I don't change this like 2 or 3 more times by the time this is done. We'll put that right there as well. Actually, it'll just come all the way down. All right. So let's just go ahead and finish the rest of the armor up. Something like so. And no need to get too bogged down into it. Sort of like so. And just erase it where it's overlapping a little bit. Like so. And it'll be a little bit easier to do right here because, again, the details are so small. Let's get rid of that. Whoa. Gotta do it again. All right, like that. Like so. And once we get some of this part done, we can actually use it for a lot of the other, for a few of these next couple of drawings. So where is it at? It's about right there. I might actually change this slash part to like a yellow. To kind of show ha. some little fragments left over, it looks like. Like that. Just a few little fixes that need to be corrected. All right, let's get back to our shading here. And it's not really much to kind of describe at this point. Oh, a little bit more is messed up there. Look at that. What's that about? At this point, it really is just that's funny. Like that, like so. Because the shading will change as movement happens. You know, here's another question for you. What happened to CeeLo, man? Maybe it's just the older generation of music is phasing out, and we're getting like some of the new neo soul characters like Sir. Sir is one of my favorites right now. Every time he comes out with something, like I have to listen to it. I gotta drop and see what is drop everything and see what that is about. I would consider that neo soul. But it's like, man, what happened to CeeLo? Is Erica coming back out with anything? Where's my Jill Scott at? We need some more soul out here. When we got stuff like Ski and Pound Town and all that kind of stuff, it's like, man. It's like, what happened to my music? But I bet a lot of our parents and stuff said the same things about our music at that time. So we'll copy this to right there. And this one, can I copy that and put it? Nah. See how much of this I can actually copy over and keep without having to redo. Like so. So this one, okay, so I'm gonna draw this, right? I'm gonna color this or shade it, whatever. Shade it like so. can't see the leg. Some of these won't have the same exact shading, unfortunately, from the way it looks. Can you forgive me? So something like that. This one's just gonna have its own, but right here it shrinks down a bit, right? Sort of like so. But now we can fill in some of these other little parts that we couldn't touch before. Not too worried about it being perfect, but this is where we're gonna copy we'll put this here, put that there. I'm trying to copy the position, but it's not gonna work. So right here, I just gotta shift it to like that right there. It's not bad. I think we can live with that right there. I don't want this shading to overpower the whole thing too much. So let's go to this part. Actually, speaking of which, the sword needs to change color here. Like so. Oh, look at that. There was another mistake. Ha. I see the sword actually disappeared right here. But that's honestly an easy fix. All we gotta do is just grab it right there. Shrink it down a little bit. Bring it here. Then I'm just gonna send it to the back. Just like that. And then just fill it in. Boom, we just added a sword. I'm not gonna, should I? Probably should, right? Put it right here too. And then again, we're gonna just send it to the back. Boom. Fill in the color. Okay. We'll put some shading on this. Again, we're not going to go too overboard. See, dark colors on top of dark colors don't mix. But in this particular case, we're going to roll with it. I think the first song I heard from Sir is the one I'm listening to right now. Here is it's called "Hair Down." I was like, man, this is a good song. It's a nice like cruising song or something. Actually, whatever we do here, we can keep it for a couple of frames. Nah, we're not going to do under the nose. I don't think that's necessary. All right, now we're starting to zoom out. There's only a couple more left. And another thing, speaking on music and stuff, are we expecting another Kendrick album anytime soon? Like, I think the last one he put out took us by surprise, right? It's like Mr. Morale and the Two Steppers or something like that. I can't say that album really kept my interest as much, but it did have a couple of hitters on it that I listened to a lot. I would say maybe like 3 songs that is like, if it came on, I'm gonna like it and I'm gonna listen to it on repeat. But yeah, outside of that, I can't really say it was like his last album. Before that, the one before that, I think it was the Damn album. Now that was a hit. There was so many songs on that I was just like, whoa, he's doing it. Let's actually make this black on the inside of the something I wanted to portray across the board. Like so. Now let's go back to shading. Gotta really be careful on what parts we give a lot of detail to shading for. Because it can get really distracting. Almost there. Okay. Something like that. And then right in here too, right in that little area right there. I think that's good. This is a money shot right here. This one right here. And then of course, if you want to see the process, if you weren't here for the other parts of the process when we started this from scratch, you can find those videos on the channel. You can scroll through and you'll see some other animations and things that I've done. We started from scratch, and I actually have a couple of more ideas that have been kicking around in my head. It's like, ooh, I could have a character doing this, excuse me, doing this pose, or a character doing this kind of attack or something like that. Something like that. Oh, almost forgot about the sword, right? Can't forget that. It was funny, we just did all that. Finishing this up. Whoop, got a little too excited there. Who is this song? Who is this by? This is Her. Okay, Comfortable. I was like, man, I like this guitar. It's like a nice little string acoustic guitar. The vocals are beautiful. The subject is great. Ain't talking about no ski yeet or nothing like that. It's like, man, this is a beautiful song. So soft. Whoop. Alright. Alright, gotta do this one more time. Same kind of style a little bit. Oh, look at that. We missed this. Nope. Dark, right here. In the shading. Something like that there. Just kind of getting through this. Now, did we put one? Yeah, we did. You know, here's another random thought for you. Peter Pan. When's the last time we had a good Peter Pan movie though? Like, I feel like we are in need of a Peter Pan movie. Um, for some reason, I was thinking about the that one Peter Pan movie, Hook, with Robin Williams. Is that like the definitive Peter Pan movie of our generation, of our time right now? You know, I haven't seen anything else. There's been a couple of other ones that came out. Um, Pan that came out, and it tried to do like a what do you call it, prequel of like what Peter Pan and Hook were like before, but it didn't really pop off to be anything really good. Um, Man, you know, Robin Williams did his thing in his time. He definitely was gone before his time, man. I feel like he had so much more to give, but apparently he had some demons we couldn't we didn't see, we didn't know about. He just couldn't fight those demons anymore. Apparently, it's a shame. Remember Mrs. Doubtfire? That was a big one. Hook. He had a couple of them. Flubber. I remember that. Um, you know, I think Flubber's another one that doesn't get a lot of recognition either, too, though. Um, no, he's had some other ones too, I'm sure. What was the movie he did with Matt Damon? Um, what was the movie he did with Matt Damon? What was it called? Goodwill Hunting. Goodwill Hunting. I was like Hunt, something like that. Goodwill Hunting. It was on my mind. Ooh, here's another one. I think that was another really definitive role for him. Oh, another one I just saw recently from. Actually, we need to go this way. What's it called? Bicentennial Man. I remember that when that movie came out too, when I was a kid, but I never saw it, and I just saw it a couple of months ago. I realized I was like, wow, that was a really good movie. I felt like it was kind of before its time too, digging into the whole like AI kind of concept and you know, the rights of a person and all that kind of stuff. I got a nice little catalog of movies I need to go back and watch, to be honest. A lot of details in here. It gets kind of complex. Try not to be overwhelmed. What's this? Stuck by Brenner. It's pretty good. So for this here, we can do this one more time, and then we can actually copy this for the next couple of drawings and just resize it. It should be more than enough to finish this off. Now, did I put a line right there? I did not. So put the one right there, put a keyframe right there. Let's copy this, put it here, but then we're going to shrink it down to make it fit our guy as we need to. Perfect. Yeah, see, we do gotta erase some things here. That looks good. All right, I think we might be done. But a couple of things before we finalize this whole thing, right? It's this right here. Duplicate this. This is the little pizzazz that we had in our animatic that we can put in to make it really come out. He was looking at some demons. So what we got to do here, because we added an extra frame in here. So let's just move it down one. It's a couple of frames. Yeah, it's not lined up correctly. So we want to come to frame 37 from 35. So we need to add 2 more here. Nope, 3. Or maybe I am going backwards here. It's still way off. Okay. So if the slash starts coming in at frame 35, but our color drawing doesn't actually start doing the slash until 37, I need to add in 2 frames right here. There we go. There we go. And see right here, the slash is 2 frames short. So let's drop it back 2 right here. Nope. Let's add 2. So right here, take away 2. Perfect. Perfect. Let's look at it again. That's good. That's good. So now let's go to the background. Let's focus on our background. Let's put some like stormy clouds. It's always stormy clouds, right? And what we'll do with that is we'll do every 2 frames. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's just go from right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to make sure we keep it uniform. And then we'll do the same with all of this. Let's copy this line here, place it there. And then let's do some different kind of clouds. Remember what I said at the beginning, it's got to make sure we focus on the whole composition. That's what this part is about. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these 2 right here. Then let's do that. Like that. And this one's not going to have... Actually, let's turn off our foregrounds. Let's make sure we're safe, because we don't know what's going to come out of it. We don't know if it's going to crash on us. Actually, we've been pretty good so far. It hasn't crashed on us yet, so we can't complain about that. Can't talk too much junk. This middle one, we'll bring it down just a little bit. Then I'll draw a cloud. Getting closer to the beginning here. Let's actually start from this side, mix it up a little bit. And then, of course, we got our 2 here. D'Angelo, that's another one that was, it's like, man, what happened to that guy? God looking at us. Like that. And then for the ground, just adding some texture to the ground here. Oh, something's off here. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Like right there. Actually, right here, I think I'm going to do some different. Oh man, something a little different there. Let's copy it. Let's just move it ever so slightly. There's something right there. Something about a guitar and piano is just different. That's good. That's really good. We are very close to being done. Not quite there. Last little steps I want to do is add some color to the ground. Something very light. I don't want it to overpower our drawing. Oh. That's coming together, isn't it? It's starting to look like a real fluid animation with feel, with character, style, a coolness, a warmth. A long walk out in the park after dark. for the clouds, let's do something like this. Relaxation. Let's do like this. I'm thinking as I'm doing this so I'm doing the clouds and the ground. I'm thinking of making the sky black. If not black, then like a really dark color to show like it's nighttime or something, you know? Because that was a really cool thing about Berserk, was that it had a feel of darkness all the time. Dreary, hopeless, just, man, you're not gonna live. Like, nobody lives. But the only problem with that, as I'm doing this, I'm seeing already, it takes away from some of the line work that happens. Let's make sure we save. So let's try our little color thing we did before. Maybe this dark purple again, or darkish red. Maybe like that. And this can probably be a little bit darker too. And then let's try something that's really gonna now we'll keep the ground a light color and bland so that it doesn't take away from our character here. And then I'm looking at something here, like perhaps we can kind of put some shadow on the ground. Something like that. Something like this. This is going to really bring it together. Believe me, it's worth it at the end of it. Something like that. A little more heavy on the front right here. Well, can't go too crazy right there. Very good. Spotlights. Very good. This is it, y'all. We're on our last couple little steps here. Paparazzi flash. All right, let's turn our foreground back on and let's take a look at her. Actually, let's just press play. Wow. I can't believe how well that turned out. The only thing I am going to do here, though, I'm going to make another like a little frame here, just so it like cuts to black, and it goes there. Just to see your pretty face one more time. Just like that. That's great. That's great. I'm thinking right here where these slashes come in, maybe we can make this red instead. So let's unprotect our black. Where's it at? This one. It must be... I can't get it to change for some reason. Huh. I'm thinking of changing this to red because... Oh, I probably need to choose the color red if I want to change it to red, right? Wow. I'm thinking of choosing red instead because it's going to draw the... It's going to draw the audience eye in. And then it also helps to pop out against the creatures that he's cutting too. Like so. So let's play it one more time and then we're going to call it. That's good. That's really good. I really like that. So there we go, guys. Another successful animation of a character that I started drawing. Oh, man, it was like 2 years ago. I think this was probably 5 years ago. Don't quote me. Maybe it was like 3 years. I don't know. It was years ago. It was more than 1 year ago. I started drawing this. I didn't finish it. And I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I think I just got distracted with other projects and other things going on in life. And I didn't give it the attention that it needed. But we just did. So we finished it. Thank you again for joining me during this little adventure. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tick the notification bell or something like that. Leave a comment down below.